Yellen says the $600 IRS reporting requirement is aimed at billionaires. This is insane. I fail to understand how a $600 limit holds billionaires accountable. But it squeezes middle class and crypto holders who have to report every transaction. Yellen then gave an example. If someone reports an income of $10,000, and they had $3 million go out of their checking account, that tells the IRS that's an individual that you might audit. Wait, what? Why would you set the reportable level at $600 and then use $3 million as an example? I don't understand how she's explaining this away. She is not a politician, she's a bureaucrat. She's held top posts during Republican and Democratic administrations. This transcends party and is just more typical banker bullshit. She is not a politician, she's a bureaucrat. She's held top posts during Republican and Democratic administrations. This transcends party and is just more typical banker bullshit. One of my first jobs out of high school was a bank teller. Filing centers were a pain in the ass. Thankfully, it didn't happen too often. If I had to do that shit for every cash transaction over $600, it would grind everything to a halt. Ridiculous. Edit, sorry, thought cash transaction was implied. Yes, I know a currency transaction report is for cash, or any foreign currency equaling $10,000.01 plus. Crypto is just another currency, so having the limit be $600 before mandatory reporting is just silly emo. That's pretty much everyone except for the crypto brothers with 5 monitors watching charts to turn their $20 into $20.67. I was mistaken on the having to report the transaction every time though. It's just once at the end of the year. There is no fucking way the IRS can actually handle this, Lamau. They are one of the worst goddamn institutions in this country. They are incompetent buffoons. It is about adoption though. If they can stall it until CBDCs then force everyone to onboard and offboard through it, they can then control the crypto space easily. Won't be long before central exchanges will be told they can't link directly to a bank and can only go through a CBDC route. Sorry, but billionaires aren't pulling power moves and manipulating government to annoy people. Please don't be naive, they're trying to suppress people, implement more rigid social stratification and ultimately, kill people. Poverty kills and they want to keep you there. Annoy people SMH. Billionaires hold shitloads of crypto and can basically control every politician through donations. We've allowed this for over 20 years. They gain more than you, own more than you. You have a massive fucking logic jump to go from corruption, greater than we want to kill people. You think they care about you? If you want to get around social stratification, feel free to stop getting involved in capitalism, which includes the entire fiat system and the entire cryptocurrency system. I'll wait. And that 10K rule was passed in 1971, adjusting for inflation that equals almost $70K in today's dollars, or reversed, equal to lawmakers passing it as $1,000 back then. It really is a slap in the face at how complacent we have become that they are now going to pass a $600 reporting law. Because they're people who have built a ton of connections and have a proven track record of doing what their donors want done. Gerrymandering is also a huge problem, as most districts are super secure for one party or the other. So once someone gets in, who may only be like 50, it is very hard to vote them out. In most districts, the only way to get rid of them is a big scandal, and even that isn't enough sometimes. And finally, our hero worshipping has come to a crescendo in this country. Once someone has name recognition, it's like fighting against a tidal wave for anyone new to worm their way in. There were much better presidential candidates for both parties in 2016 and 2020. But the person with the most name recognition won all the primaries. It was really an aberration that Obama somehow got in 2008, but it turns out he was very willing to play the political pay-to-win game. As an outsider, I still laugh thinking back to when we thought Obama was going to change the world. We were dying of thirst after Bush Jr., and Obama was the savior. Turns out he was just another suit lol. Yet. Many of us thought he was a harbinger of change here too. He is the audacity of hope candidate after all. A lot of sheep-type Dems still think that's what he is, and a lot of sheep-type Republicans think he's basically the devil. To be fair, most of the young people also don't understand technology as they should. They only know how to swipe and like. Ask the common young adult what is a blockchain. We are a minority. The issue is not the age. Anyone with the right mentality learns about this stuff. The issue is making a career in public office or in politics. Politics should be like the military. You go there for a few years and you go back to the private life. No more Bidens that got rich with taxpayers. After some time in power they get corrupted and stop to care about the common Joe. They only do what their owners do. That wouldn't cause any additional paperwork. It isn't per transaction. The idea is for banks to report two numbers at the end of the year, total in and total out if net positive cash flow is over $600. The IRS doesn't give a shit about it unless it's way more than $600, but if they make the red flag amount the limit, people will just open multiple accounts holding that amount. It would be silly to open them for $600, thus $600 limit. Boy, you're dumb. Not only would that not do anything because the reporting is annual, the reporting is also on accounts with a net change of $600 over the year, whereas yours will have a net change of $0, and they won't even report on it. You'll have wasted a bunch of receipt paper for your bank, and a bunch of your own time, and nothing else. The rich don't pay taxes, and they do it legally. For instance, they don't sell assets to pay for new investments. Rather, they take loans to make new investments and claim the interest and depreciation to bring their tax burden to zero. This is clearly targeting the middle class, who aren't sophisticated enough or can't afford a CPA to help them do this. And it's definitely targeting the new money coming out of crypto. Don't sell your crypto for anything other than paying for a primary residence. Use it as collateral for loans that target passive income investments. The whole taking loans thing only works if your underlying assets appreciate, and at some point you are still selling the assets and generating tax burden. You've just kicked the can down the road, not made it go away. It ain't a tax loophole, it is a leverage play, and if you don't know what you're doing, you probably don't want to do it with leverage. The really sad part is, there are people out there who buy into their bullshit fully. My insert bullshit political party here buddies would never do anything that wasn't in our best interest. These insert more hated bullshit party are just trying to gaslight us. Nothing will change until the system itself is uprooted. Don't ask me how, I don't know, but just tossing new/different brands of meat into the political grinder ain't working. I've been saying this to friends and family constantly lately. Politics is a fucking team sport nowadays, or at least more publicly so than it used to be. It's very much if you're not with us you're against us, and if you're against us we have to do everything our side says so we can beat you. It's sickening, and people just buy into it like it's fucking normal. I'm 34 years old and I've known since I was about 21 that the entire system is a money-making machine for the military and the billionaire ruling class. It blows my fucking mind that the vast majority of people apparently still believe their government has good intentions at heart and aren't there to rob us via taxation and inflation. $600 threshold is not usually where you're going to find the massive amount of tax revenue you think Americans are cheating you out of. That's correct, Yellen conceded, but it's important to have comprehensive information so that individuals can't game the system and have multiple accounts. Sounds like they're just using as an excuse to keep tabs on everyone and everything. Even if that is the case, a $600 threshold is ridiculous. If you were trying to evade taxes on your millions, it would probably be more expensive to set up that many different accounts to spread your money across. No one is draining 200+ accounts when they're buying a Ferrari. This is simply an absolutely absurd scenario.